All right, so 10:22 on this Thursday morning, you have probably started to recognize a new face on the Extra every single day. So Sarah White is our new lifestyle reporter doing segments called Extra and the Natty. She's also working on a new streaming show called The Bright Side. We love Sarah. You sit right across from me in the newsroom. You're new to Fox 19, and if you would, just tell people about yourself.
Yeah, of course. I am new to Fox 19.
Yeah.
I have 3 daughters. They're kind of spread out in age, 13, 10, and 4. So we are like in the midst of chaos of daughterdom.
Yes.
That's a word. But we love it. I have a Beeble, Rubble. I have 2 cats. So we're just like all kinds of crazy at my house.
Yes, there's a picture of your beautiful family right there.
Family, my husband Ben, who works in the nonprofit realm, and my family took the dive, and they just came out to Cincinnati with me, and we're starting a new life out here, so we're excited.
Well, and I love it. So Sarah and I have a lot in common simply because my brother lived in Cleveland. You came from the Cleveland area, Akron area. She did this similarly up there as well, and there's kind of a full circle moment because you actually started kind of reporting, if you will, at Kings Island.
Well, yes, and it really wasn't reporting at that point, but I say it was my first dive into hosting. I actually hosted Slime Time Live.
Nice.
So I got hired to do that for the summer when I was 18, and I just loved it. And I was like, wait, I could actually do like host shows and things like that for a living. And I had never really thought of it for myself yet. And so that was my first time doing it.
And now you're going back this weekend and taking the family.
Taking my family this weekend, so I'm excited for that.
Obviously, we're going to see Sarah every day here on the Morning Extra, and we love having her on the team. But more importantly, too, you're calling this new streaming show The Bright Side, and I think it's such a good idea. And you had kind of pitched it to me when we were sitting across from each other, and I'm like, why have we not done this? So explain The Bright Side to people.
Yeah, so it's really important to me to tell people stories, and I wanted to be able to tell them in a little bit more of a long form format for this. So this is going to be 20 to 30-minute episodes where we really dive into someone's story, talk about their passions. But the part of it called The Bright Side is really also talking about when they've struggled, when they've gone through difficulties, and then in hindsight, they're able to see how those tough times help them to see the bright side now. And so I think a lot of us have stuff like that in our lives. And so people are going to be able to relate to it if they're going through something hard now, to know that there's a bright side later on. Or if they've gone through something hard, you can kind of see, okay, this was really tough, but it kind of shaped me into who I am now.
And these are personal stories too, and I know it's not the same, but we had your story on Dots up in St. Bernard, and it's like that guy. He's just a phenomenal guy, opens this shop, gets the Storefronts to Forefronts grant, $5,000 going to him. But it's his story of his community in St. Bernard doing good work. And I know it's not the same thing, but you like highlighting good things in good communities.
Yes, and I mean, that man was amazing, and he turned his shoe store into a staple in his community. And the very first person that I interviewed, and that interview is actually up on fox19.com/brightside, and it's Marvin Smith from Ollie's Trolley. So similar kind of story. It's a tougher area of Cincinnati. He stayed through the riots. He has just been a staple of his community, and he talked to me about how he was able to stick it out through really hard times and now just really enjoy this wonderful business. And
to the fresh thing, Sarah comes to Cincinnati with a fresh perspective. So if you guys have stories out there, because we know the Tri-State's great for that, go on her website. She has a bio listed on the bio page and all of that good stuff. Her email's listed there. Send her an email with somebody in your community doing something really good or who has faced adversity, and then let Sarah tell their story. She's fantastic. I can vouch for her, and she'll do a great job, but it's nice to highlight and have that long format to do it because, when we're telling stories on the news, it's like we get 3 minutes. Or at max, because we want to keep you guys invested and do a lot of stories, but you have the power to say, this is how it happened, and this was the result, and this was where it was bad, but this is where it's good, and really kind of flesh it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm excited to be a part of this. I've had a couple other people reach out to me recently. I'm going to be telling a story of someone that had cancer, and then how they were even able to see the bright side of having cancer, which I mean is not something you would normally say. And so I think a lot of these stories are really important because other people are going to go through similar things, and they're going to know they're not alone. So.
Well, and two, we have the privilege, both of us, all of us in this room, have the privilege privilege of meeting people, so many good people through what we do, and to highlight them in a wider way is always good.
Yeah.
Sarah, nice to have you.
Thank you.
She's my desk mate, so I get to sit next to her all the time, but get to know her, give her all your feedback. We're going to be right back here on The Morning Extra. Stay with us.